Hello, hello, and welcome to today's campaign kickoff webinar. You guys are stuck with just me for a minute. Jimmy's going to be on in a second. Drop me a quick note in the chat and say, hey, where you're from, where you're joining us from today, and Jimmy will be with us in just a little bit. I'm not going to try to tell any jokes. What's up, Heather? All right. Nash Vegas. Love it. Not to be confused with Knox Vegas, which is just around the way. Awesome. Love it. Beautiful. Wow. Appreciate you guys. Alpharetta, that's where I am, Marion. Right down the way. Super cool. Love it. Appreciate you guys joining in. Love it. Yeah. Oh man. Awesome. This is so great. Oh, New Braunfels. I know the I know the Bucky's in New Braunfels, but that's another story for another day. But appreciate you guys being on. I'm gonna run down a little bit what we'll tackle, and then we'll dive in when Jimmy hops on. Our campaign kickoff. Yes, we'll talk about AI, Alexandra. Thank you for that. Teed me right up. The campaign kickoff is a session we do every Monday at 2. You can register for one or all of them. And we like to run down the week's content, give you a couple of wins from prior weeks. Always appreciate you guys submitting your wins to us. Also want to make sure you're in the Facebook group. I'm going to tackle a couple of quick housekeeping things. I'll drop a link to the Facebook group in the chat. We've been adding a lot of new training there, or I'm sorry, to our YouTube channel. I will also drop a link to the what's up, Jim. I will also drop a link to the Facebook group, but first things first, dropped the YouTube link. Let me snag this link real super quick. Beautiful. So be sure you're plugged in with our YouTube channel and our Facebook group. I actually love that. Thank you for that. I appreciate that improvement in the deal of the week story and all that. We love your guys' feedback and we take it. We take it, whether you give it in the Facebook group, we do our best to capture it all in the webinars. What's going on, Mia? Glad we got you back in. Great to see you guys. So I dropped a couple of quick links. When Jimmy hops in, we'll dive into the content. We will talk about AI mode today, which is also your way to automate your deal of the week tool, your deal of the week email. So we're going to tackle that. We've got some other exciting announcements coming and all sorts of good stuff in store for you guys. I'm also going to drop a quick link to the form for a win. If you have a win in listing leads, we love to hear about it. And the best way to get that to us is by submitting that form. So we'll dive right in. Jimmy should be with us in a second. Let me snag this link super quick. Copy. Beautiful. I'm going to wait for Jimmy to go over the wins because he loves them as much as I do. Get a win or feedback here. Perfect. So I just dropped that. Love it. Look at that. Nick just closed the second listing lead from the expireds. Rocking it out. Love that. So good. So good. I'm just going to hop back to the chat. Make sure I didn't miss anything with all the AI popping in. Awesome. Ashley said 2 responses from the deal of the week already today. That's what we love. Love, love, love to see. Cool. I'll tackle that question. And the question, when Jimmy hops on, and I can type a better answer to that. Let me make sure I posted the right link there. Link to feedback. Cool. I think I may have posted an internal link on accident that won't take you anywhere. Heather, love that. People posting deal of the week only on Instagram. No, definitely, it's definitely an email. But usually the other, actually, I can tackle with these questions. Typically, it's similar in format. So it's designed to be either good branding or a follow-up. And then with the email, the idea with the emails is the only call to action is, do you want the deal of the week? So those are people you can continue to follow up with throughout the course of the week, especially with the Wednesday text and phone scripts. So the idea is to send out deal of the week Mondays and then follow up Wednesdays or sooner with people that open or engage with that. And Charlene, love to see that. Deal of the week, re-engaged a buyer. It's amazing. It's really great, a great carrot for people It's easy enough to respond to be, hey, I'm interested in that. Rick, great question. So the deal of the week has a contract pending. I'm assuming you mean in the AI mode tool. You can actually skip it. You can skip that email, or you can skip the deal of the week email. This is for AI mode, to be clear. Um, Rick, also, if there's enough time, you can actually reply back to that email that deal of the week isn't a good deal of the week, and they'll get you handled. Um, so if you're referring to your preview AI mode email, you can reply to that, change the listing. There's also a button to skip it. Heather, yes, thank you for that. So the idea is that it's somewhat consistent for the week. You're just covering your database, you're covering social, which obviously could be more new inbound leads versus emailing your database. So yeah, that's part of the strategy behind that. So let me pull up. I'm going to go ahead and pull up listing leads so I can share my screen on that, and then we will rock it out. Okay. Jimmy says he's almost ready. So let me get a fresh new window here. Go ahead and dive in to this week's content. All right. Share my screen. I'll let him take over. So looking at the listing attraction plan for this week, let me get back into something I need to get back into here. All right, perfect. So thank you guys for bearing with me. All right, cool. So taking a quick look here at Monday, we've got the deal of the week, social shareable. But as you can see, and I'll come back through this in detail, we've got the Canva template as usual, explanation on how to post it to Instagram as a story with the poll sticker on it. And again, as I mentioned, this can be even for lead generation because it's not necessarily people in your database that follow you or see an Instagram post. And we've also got a deal of the week email that also goes out on Monday. So again, there's a social piece of this and a deal of the week email. Jimmy's going to tell you guys more about AI mode in just a little bit, but AI mode actually customizes this for you. It actually pulls the features from the listing for you and creates that. But I'm going to wait for him to dive into that in particular this week. So as you can see on Monday, today we've got a social shareable deal of the week and the deal of the week email. And then hopping over to Tuesday, and I'll tackle you guys' questions in just a second. I can see them popping up, but manning it solo at the moment. So we've got an email campaign here tied to interest rates, which obviously is good for buyers and sellers, relevant for buyers and sellers. Again, as always, we've got a bit of an explanation here around this copy, and then step-by-step instructions on how to execute it, who to send it to. We do always recommend sending these in a more of a plain text format. The feel here is that you're personally writing them an email and sending it. We don't want it to look like a newsletter or have a bunch of formatting in it. The real magic of this campaign is actually the fact that it feels like you just personally wrote them an email. Hey, I was just thinking of you. Here's what's going on with interest rates. This email is for the entire database. You can even see a sample of it down here. And as I mentioned, Wednesday is all about following up with people that engaged with this content. So we've got a 6% prospecting rate script. And as you can see, this was a great question somebody had earlier. These, again, are related. We're not just making random content per week. They are related. So again, designed to somewhat build on each other as we go or be relevant as well. So we've got that. We've got your script here for sending it out. There's almost always links in here clarifying either recommended tools or recommended ways to execute this content. What's going on, Jimmy Mackin?
All right. Hey, everyone. First off, thank you all for being so patient. I was just running a little bit late as Lee was covering down for me, but I want to make every one of these calls as much as I possibly can because I know how mission critical this is to your success. So, on that note, thank you, Lee. I was actually listening in, Lee, as I was trying to join. So, I caught most of what you covered there in the last few minutes here. First
Cool.
off, before we dive into the rest of the plan here, I just want to give a quick shout out here. We may have already covered this, Lee, but I'm seeing so much activity and engagement in our private mastermind group. I just want to take this opportunity to remind everybody that if you go in there and ask a marketing question, we will answer it. And almost like 8 out of 10 times, I'll answer it. And the reason why I want to make sure we mention that, Lee, is because right now, in addition to executing the marketing plan, we see a lot of people experimenting with new ideas, trying to sort of extend an idea. Hey, I've got this example. What do you think of this? I get 10, 15 DMs a day, people asking me to provide feedback, and I would try to answer every single one of them. If it's in the mastermind group, we will answer that. So if you're not in the mastermind group, make sure that you're joining, but also let's make sure that you're in there sharing your ideas, sharing your wins. So Lee, I thought it'd be helpful because I know at today's call we're going to talk about AI mode at the end of today's session.
Yep.
But I can we just take a moment? Can you pull that email back up?
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
I want to take
You
a
want me
moment
to
here to
hop to
talk
this
about
guy,
that.
the campaign?
Yeah, thank you very much. And so I want to kind of call this one out, and I want to explain kind of the theme for this particular week. And by the way, Charlene and Rick will drop a link over to the Facebook Mastermind group. Yeah, we have it. We'll get a link for you there.
Yeah, I got you.
Um, One of the things that we're doing with this email that I want to make sure we kind of call out is we're trying to avoid exhausting your database with offers and offers and offers and offers. And so you'll notice in this particular email, if you scroll down, Lee, for a hot second and go to the where
Yes.
we can actually see the email, you'll notice that we don't actually go, yeah, keep going down to the visual preview. It's all at the very
Oh,
bottom.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What you'll
Got you.
see is we don't really have a CTA here. And that is by design. And we have it as a PS because the PS is you kind of have a free range there. But the email is this is supposed to be a value-based email. And so what you'll see from a strategy perspective is oftentimes me and Bethany and the team will look at like the not just like what did you do last week, but we'll look at like the last 7 weeks, 8 weeks. And we'll just try to say, you know what? We've done enough kind of quick offers where let's just try to do a value-based email and slide that in there. So if you're reading that email and you're wondering, why don't we have a CTA? Why don't we have a call to action? The reason is because if you're sending the emails like we're coaching you to do every single week, we just don't want you to overwhelm your database. So anyways, Lee, I just want to kind of call that out before we move on to Wednesday at a high level. Like that's the strategy behind that email of the week.
Absolutely. Great timing. Do you want to grab the screen? If it's easier for you to grab the screen, you're welcome to, and I'll tackle chat.
It's probably because I've been having Wi-Fi issues all day today, Lee. It's
Okay.
probably better for you to maintain the screen. Why
Totally
don't we
good.
go into so let's go into Wednesday. We talked about deal of the week. We talked about the email of the week. Wednesday, I want to break this down for you. Um, One of the most powerful things you can do, and I promise you, the moment you do this, you will never do marketing any other way. In fact, once you unlock this type of strategy, it's going to change the way in which you even think about marketing. You see more of the entire playing field versus sort of just like these one-off type of campaigns. We send an email on Monday, we send an email on Tuesday with the only intent of getting people to engage. By the time that Wednesday comes around, we are now ready to prospect. Think about this. We were now in football season, Lee. So think about this as not even getting the ball in the red zone. Think about this getting the ball in the goal line. If we send out 2 emails this week, we got maybe 300, 400 people who have raised their hands, have engaged. Maybe we got a couple of replies. That's amazing. We got some business from that as well. But we got a couple hundred people who have engaged and raised their hands by opening up the emails. Now we want to send out a sales oriented script. And this particular one's really interesting because this particular one is designed to take one of my favorite triggers, which is, and the three triggers, you guys should all write this down. The three triggers that we use in sales are going to be what's happening in the market, what's happening in the news, and what's happening in your business. And so what we're doing here is we're taking the what's happening in your business trigger. And so we actually asked this on last week's campaign kickoff call, Lee. We said, how many people in the chat, let us know right now, how many of you have seen a consumer get an interest rate below 6%? And for the record, 5.99 counts, Lee, right? 5.99
Yes.
counts.
Yeah, we can
So how
round.
many of you have seen that? Yes, we can round it down. Like Charlene this weekend, Robin, yep, exact. So this is, I mean, this is so perfect. This is so perfect because what we're doing right now is we're saying people are seeing a 6.25 or 6.35 or maybe as high as 6.4 right now, but we know that interest rates with a big down payment and maybe some rate buy down options, you're getting below 6%. And that is a magic number for a whole bunch of reasons. So I just held a buyer lock in 5.99% interest rate. I'm not sure if this is for you, but would it be helpful if I showed you what your monthly payment would be like at 6%? And so what we're trying to do here is we're trying to, number one, take all those sellers who have been locked in, maybe at 3.5%, maybe at 3.99%, and show them that that monthly payment is not as big of a jump, if at all, compared to what they're paying today. And of course, you might see a little bit of a premium, but if they put a big down payment and they buy the right property, and usually they're downsizingly, that payment might be very similar to what they're looking at. And the reason this matters is because this particular script, Lee, is a technique we use called destroy the objection. The reason this matters is because the number one objection, or one of the number one objections that a seller will have, is they're afraid of their payment ballooning. And so we know that about half of all the sales are going to be coming from the silver tsunami this year. People who are over the age of 60 who are selling their house and typically downsizing, and they are really concerned about taking on any more additional monthly expenses. So just as a quick pro tip here, and Lee, I'll let you jump in back, but I want you sending the email on Monday. I want you to send the email on Tuesday. Anybody who opens up the email, I want you to go through and I want you to text them this exact script. And I go back to the beginning, Lee, here, which is the agent who has three things. Remember, the agent who has the
Yep.
most conversations wins. The way to have more conversations is better marketing. And the way to get better marketing is through consistency. So this particular strategy is a wildly effective strategy. And if you just can, we got Nick Shoemaker on the call right here. So shout out to my dear friend Nick Shoemaker, who's an amazing, amazing agent in Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville Nick, and she is she calls them her daily assignments. She kills it with listing leads. This is like you don't have to prospect every day. This is a controversial take, Lee, but if I'd rather you give me 2 good hours on Wednesday than sort of like randomness throughout the entire week. You guys with me on this? Like 2 to 3 good hours on a Wednesday where you're just hitting people in the middle of the week, preparing for the weekend. I mean, that is if you just start there, you just do that consistently. I'll take that, Lee, every day of the week versus like you go really hard for 5 days and you do nothing for 2 weeks. You guys with me on
Absolutely.
this? Like, I'd rather give you guys a playbook where it's once a week versus 5 times a week. And yes, I'd love for you to prospect 5 times a week, but I'd much rather you do it weekly consistently than daily inconsistently.
Yeah, that's great. Jimmy, we got one quick question I want to tackle and something I mentioned at the beginning, but I really want your feedback and comment on as well. The cadence of this and the fact that things are on Mondays and they're on Wednesdays and they're on Thursdays, there's also a meaning to that, right? I mentioned before you hopped on the idea that we're teeing up some things with the Monday things, and then
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, we're reaching out more directly and more overtly, kind
Yep.
of in a sense of like, hey, you're not saying this, but did you get my email? Did you see my email? Did you see my Instagram story with all the stuff? So the consistency, back to your consistency, doing it consistently, following up with the people, narrowing that funnel and hitting the bottom of it as the week
Mm-hmm.
progresses,
Yep.
that's where it's at.
Well, that's exactly right. We're just trying to fill your funnel. That's like if I think about the weekly goal, we're just trying to fill your funnel. We're trying to fill your funnel with engaged contacts and fill your funnel with new contacts. Now let's build on that, Lee. If you go to Thursday for me,
Yes.
you'll see the Instagram story. If you haven't noticed, one of the things we do with Instagram stories is we just try to create some more engagement. So we just have some of the forecasts around where interest rates are going to be. If you scroll down, Lee, you'll see that we include in this particular campaign. Yeah, go all the way to the bottom for me if you could. You'll see here, like we have a easy to answer poll question. And the beauty of something like this is what people will generally say is something probably below what they're seeing on the screen right now. They may say, my mortgage rate is 3%, right? That's the magic number. Well, let's be clear. There are ways people can get a 3% interest rate through an assumable mortgage. And whereas that is rare, that is a possibility. They may say 5.25%. Well, the difference between 5.9 and 5.25 ain't that much. And now all of a sudden you got something to work with some individuals. So I'm just a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of this type of campaign. We're kind of just because rates are on everyone's mind, we're trying to build on that idea. Now, if you're new to Instagram stories, we recommend Instagram stories as one of the easiest and fastest ways to build your database of prospects. So if you think about Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, it's about converting the people you already have in your database. Thursday and Friday are oftentimes us trying to grow your database. So from our perspective, part of what we think about is we think about this idea like we want to convert the people we already know, and then we want to keep reaching new people. So Lee, if you go to Friday's campaign, you'll see an example of that. And actually in the chat, do me a favor. How many of you, just let me know yes in the chat, how many of you right now are prioritizing YouTube in 2026? Is that a priority for you? Is that something that you're focused on right now? Like when you think about YouTube as a lead pillar, you can see me. Some of you saying no, totally fine. Like I said, the big three in my mind are we want you to focus on email, texting, and direct mail. But YouTube is a massive, massive opportunity. This is an example of a video of the week that we recommend. And if you scroll down for a second, actually, just real quickly, how many of you right now are listening to my new podcast with Tom Ferry and Jason Pantana called Growth Mode? Have you guys listened to that podcast yet? That's all. I mean, tons of yes. That's awesome. First off, thank you so much. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple iTunes. We're literally recording a session before I jumped on this call. I am prioritizing YouTube. I'm prioritizing YouTube because you know what, we've been big on Instagram, we've been big on social, we're big on email, but we haven't really done YouTube in a while. And so now it is a massive priority for me. I can tell you right now, we already have like 4,000 or 5,000 people listening to the podcast every single week. We got our first 1,000 subscribers in a few weeks. And the reason we were able to do that is because we have these other channels. And so the beauty of YouTube is YouTube and podcasting can become a massive brand lift for you. So I'm prioritizing it. I hope you guys are as well. What we're doing, and Lee, I wish I had listing leads for listing leads, because what we do in this campaign is we actually break down the show flow. We give you Canva templates. We give you some, examples of hooks that you can use, and it's all based on the viral leaderboard. So Lee, just jump back to the viral leaderboard if you could for 1 second, because I think this context really does matter.
Yeah.
Is that the viral leaderboard on the top part of the page there, you're going to see we're analyzing what are the best performing videos, reels, YouTube channels, creators. And we're taking all of that insight. We're doing all of that research to find out what's really working right now. And that's actually going into our recommendation for our show flow, our notes, our Canva templates. We're doing all that lifting for you. So you can take what we have, and again, it puts you in a position where you can dramatically, it can go from taking you 6 hours to prepare for a YouTube video to getting it done in 30 minutes, Lee. It's a massive, massive time saver. So
absolutely. And I know we showed this, but I want to be uber clear about the show flow notes. Like this
sure.
is provided for you. And something we talked about last week, I'll drop a link to last week's campaign kickoff, but we talked a little bit more about different options for video format too. This isn't necessarily, you don't have to stand in front of a camera for 30 minutes and shoot things. There's ways to execute video content. We're not going to go super deep in it, but I just want to make sure people saw that there is an actual script included here in the Friday video of the week.
That's exactly it. And you see here right now, Chuck was asking, is there a correlation how many subscribers they have, or are these viral? Chuck, what's so interesting is that we definitely see a correlation between the number of views and the number of subscribers you have. We definitely see a correlation between the number of people who follow you versus the number of impressions you get for your videos. There's no question about that. However, we have seen countless examples. Lee, if you actually go to on the left-hand side, if you click on best YouTube videos for a second, we actually track something, Chuck, called the outlier score. And the outlier score is a multiple on the average views they have on that channel. So if you look at this guy right here, it says where Dallas's ultra wealthy live. The top right there for me, Lee.
Yeah.
It has 80x that. So this particular video has 330,000 views, which is incredible. Now you can see here he's got 51,000 subscribers. Well, it's kind of like the chicken and the egg. The reason he's got 51,000 subscribers because he's had a handful of these videos that have got hundreds of thousands of views. So we track Chuck, not just people who have 50,000 subscribers. We track people who got like 600 subscribers, who get 6,000 views. You don't need to go viral to get business from YouTube. What you really need is you need to have a consistent execution so you become the dominant sort of brand voice in your market. I got people that I know in my network, people I've coached in the past, people I've worked with in the past, who have like 3,000 subscribers. Their videos get like an average of 1,000 views, but they are locally famous because no other agent is doing what they're doing. So I'm just a huge, huge, huge fan of leveraging the video of the week, but also if you really want to go deep, we have the viral leaderboard as well as the specific YouTube and Instagram and advertising leaderboards. By the way, folks, we update this every week. You might not know this. We update this literally every week with new content. So we do a lot of work behind the scenes on this. So Lee, we first off, I want to make sure everyone's tracking. We do host these campaign kickoff calls every Monday because we want to give you context on what's happening. Last week, I promised you we were going to get you some more information about the new AI mode. In the chat right now, by the way, I'll get Heather Williams. Right, my last Heather, do us a favor, drop a link. You guys look at the chat right now. Heather Williams, 9,900 views. I mean, well done, Heather. Awesome, awesome, awesome video. I mean, that's great. Drop a link to the video. I'll check it out too. We'll pull up in a second here. We promised you last week that we were going to give you an update on our brand new feature at Listing Leads called AI mode. Now, in the chat for me, if you could, I would love it. I would love it. I would love it if you could tell me how many of you just need us or really want us to help you with automating some of the plan. Just say yes in the chat right now. Like how many of you get the plan, you want it, you understand it, you see the value, but you want more automation. And Lee, look at that. I mean, like across the board. And so what we've talked about last few weeks is we've talked about the importance of just staying super, super consistent. And so Lee's going to pull up his screen here in a second, but we now have our new AI mode is officially out of beta and we are now in early release mode. And Lee will share a screen, but I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to have you actually go through and activate your accounts live on today's call. So the first thing you're going to do, so this is going to take us, by the way, I'm going to set the stage here, Lee. This is going to take about 5 to 7 minutes to get everyone activated. Before I do that, is there anything else as it relates to this week's plan that you wanted to cover?
I
Or
don't
any other
think so.
housekeeping?
I think we're good. We did not rock through the wins, and we have some good wins, but we can also save those if you want to just rock. I think we should rock AI mode right now.
Yeah, let's save the wins for the end because you guys know, like we're all about creating that momentum.
I was waiting for you. I didn't want to do the wins without you. So
I know. Well, I appreciate that, Lee. We've had a ton of wins last week, which is I think really fun to share, and we want to get it out there. So Lee, so first off, I want everyone right now. I want everyone to no, Marie. That's not off topic. We'll cover Beacon at the end as well. We'll do that in our overtime. I want everyone to log into their Listing Leads account right now. So let's just take a minute right now. Actually, Lee, while everyone's doing that, let's share one win because I think it's important. So I want everyone to log into their Listing Leads account. And just when you logged in, let us know. Just say yes, I'm logged in, and then we'll walk you through the setup here.
and I don't think Jimmy, I don't think I can technically do it. Oh, I do have it. Okay, good. Because I
Okay.
have it, but I'll
Good. All right.
show people. You want to tackle the win?
Just give us one win here while everyone's getting logged in.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, just one. That's hard. We got one over the weekend that said somebody used the ZMA letter and listed and sold 2 homes with the ZMA letter. Listed and sold.
I want you guys, if you're taking notes right now, just write, it was in last week's plan, write the word ZMA down and you can do it if you're Canada, you can use realtor.ca or like House Sigma. If you're in the US, obviously Zillow. but we have a new ZMA template. I mean, like this is, if you can do 50 to 100 of these in the next 2 weeks, you're going to list 2 or 3 properties. I'm telling you right now, it's going to work. Nick Shoemaker mentioned this. I think she's used it in the past before. It's just killer. All right. So now that you're logged in, let's go ahead and in the top right part of the page, you're going to see your user profile. If you click on that, you're going to scroll down till you see AI mode. And you click through on AI mode. So again, you click on your profile and you click on AI mode. And now you're brought to this page here. Now, we're going to give, let me just start off by saying, Lee, we're going to give everyone 30 days completely free. It's an upgrade option. It's $99 a month, which includes 3,000 contacts, but we're going to give everyone 30 days completely free. This is a product that will pay for itself and then some in the first 30 days, which is why we're giving you guys a ridiculously long free trial on this product. So everyone's getting listing leads for listing leads AI mode for the next 30 days completely free. We get a question from Leanna. It's listingleads.com. When you're logged in, it's /AI mode. All right. So Lee, let's go ahead and listen. The beauty of this is that we're going to not only get you activated, we're going to get you set up on this call. So this is going to take us like 7 minutes and we'll get you set up on this call. So go ahead. First step is you're going to click on AI mode and then you're going to go ahead and just try it for free for 30 days. Click on that.
Cool.
And
I
then
can't
once
do it
you've
because I'm
clicked on
already a
that,
member. It's going to freak out and say, you're already a member.
yeah. So once you do that, it's gonna ask you to basically just confirm the billing, and then you are good to go. So you're gonna go through and add it there. And then what's gonna happen is you're going to go into automate.listingleads.com. Okay. We got a couple people saying they got a network error. Hang tight for us on that front. We'll definitely get you guys squared away there. Yeah, it might just take a minute. It might just because everyone's doing it literally as we
Yeah.
speak. So just bear with us. And if you have a network error for whatever reason, we'll make sure you guys get dialed in. But just say refresh that page. Okay, so once you've done that, again, free trial 30 days. It might ask for credit card information. If your credit card information isn't saved, you can go ahead and save that, right? Yeah, so you should be good to go. Jim's in, great. Yeah, by the way, you will not be billed. If for whatever reason you get billed, just let us know immediately. We'll refund you the money, but you will not be billed. We're giving everybody 30 days completely free on AI mode. All right, so let's go ahead. And once you've logged in and you signed in, you're now going to automate.listingleads.com. Yes, Rhonda, we will notify you. Automate.listingleads.com. So look at the URL right now. It's automate.listingleads.com. Now, once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and configure your deal of the week. US only right now. Don't worry for our Canadians because we have a new campaign launching this week for our Canadians, but this is US only. I hope Richard Payne's on the call because I feel bad. Richard's always asking me, Jimmy, when are you going to have this ready for Canada? We are working on it, Richard. Trust me, it's important for us. Once you've done that, click on the campaigns and click on deal of the week. Okay. Lee's going to go ahead and click on the get started option, and we're going to get this activated. And let me just stop there. Are you guys on? Like, let me know in the chat. Are you on the screen right now? We clicked on the AI mode. We clicked on activate our free trial. It probably asked us to enter in our credit card information if it wasn't saved. We hit continue, and now we're here. Okay, lots of yeses. We'll give Darcy a second here. Awesome. Yep, click on campaign
Perfect.
deal
That's
of
right.
the week. Okay. Yep. And if you get stuck, don't worry. Just send out. If you're not keeping up with the whole, because I know we have most people are moving through this. If you get stuck, let us know. We'll make sure that we'll get you dialed in. Darcy's saying she's not seeing deal of the week. Real quickly, if you want to go back for 1 second.
Yeah. So if you're, here on the home screen on the dashboard, automate.listingleads.com, you can do a new campaign down here, green button, or new campaign. And you're not going to have campaigns if you just signed up, but
Yep.
new campaign. And then
And then
deal.
once you hit new campaign, yep. There you go. Yep. Deal of the week, get started. Okay. So what we're doing right now, so Ram, we don't actually just work with Follow Boss. We'll work with every CRM, and we'll explain how that's going to work in 1 second. So when you go to configure your campaign, our recommendation is you're going to enter in typically depends on your area, but we're looking for about 25 new homes hitting the market every single week. So if Lee enters in Alpharetta and Milton and Roswell. Lee, I hope you're impressed that I can pronounce Alpharetta from being someone from Boston.
That was
Um,
impressive. I am impressed.
hey, thank you, Lee. Uh, if you hit that and then you go into I've been selling and working in Georgia for like 15 years, so I'm starting to figure out some of the language there. If you go in there and you choose your price range, your maximum, you're good to go. All right, and then Lee goes ahead and tests the configuration. He's got the different property types. We'll tell him if this is going to meet the criteria, and you can see here he's got a success. Hey, we found 47 properties that match this area. Awesome. I mean, that's great. And so, yeah, Ron is saying, is it better to choose zip codes? You can choose zip codes, you can choose area. It's totally your choice.
City,
What I'm looking,
neighborhood, whatever you want. But I want to reiterate this, and I know it says on the screen right now. This is automating your deal of the week. So it needs to
Mhm.
have a wide enough criteria that there will be a deal every week. So that's the reason for the checking. There needs to be more than one property. Robert, if you have not enough properties found, super simple and great timing. You literally just hit edit your search right here, and it brings you right back to add some additional criteria. And again, the reason for this is it's got to be evergreen. There's got to be a deal every week. It's not about what's right now. It's about always having enough, so you're always going to have a great deal of the week.
Yeah, that's correct. And so if you're in a rural area, absolutely, you're going to want to basically you can choose. Good question on county. You might have to enter in each individual city. Just a quick heads up there. Um, this is a good one, Ron. If you're in Louisville and you have lots of areas you don't want to have a deal of the weekend, totally fine. Just specify by zip code as an example. Nick saying county works. Great. County goes for us. All right. And then the price range, I like to do a deal where there's good movement, Lee. Even if you have sell or higher end homes, I'm not a huge fan of doing a deal of the week where it's like $2 million and plus because it's just not going to be that relevant to your database. Again, you do this once and we are going to automate the entire deal of the week workflow. Um, and so if you scroll down, Lee, this looks good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to enroll our contacts. So click on test configuration. Cool, good to go. Now we're going to go ahead and enroll our contacts. Now there are two ways to do this. If you're currently a Follow Up Boss user like Lee, you can see here he's got it connected on the left-hand side. And now this is going to be like it's a click, you connect, and then your smart list will show up and you can select a smart list. I wish every single CRM was as easy to integrate as Follow Up Boss. They're not. We tried desperately to work with many of them at this stage. It's been very challenging because they don't have very public APIs. So we didn't want to limit this only to Follow Up Boss users. We wanted to give you, even if you don't have Follow Up Boss, we wanted to give you another option. So on the right-hand side, and all of our customers have used this really easily, is we give you the option to upload a CSV file. You're never going to have to do this twice. So you're only doing this once. So you can export from Bold Trail, from Lofty, from Brevity, from whatever CRM you're currently using today. Close doesn't make a difference, and you can upload a CSV file. And all you're going to do is you're going to connect. You're going to basically get that CSV file, and those are the individuals you're going to enroll into your deal of the week. Now, Lee, a quick call out here. If you want, you can upload multiple CSVs. When you upload them, as a for instance, when you upload them, it's going to become a list that you could choose from. So you can create, if you let's say you get a big database. Actually, in the chat right now, let me know how many people do you currently have in your database today? 5,600, 1,200, 3,600, 4,400, 4K, 900. Okay, great. 8,900. Jim's got a lot in there. Okay. So for those of you who've got like maybe more than 3,000, you might, and you serve a larger geographic area, you might just upload 2 or 3 lists and set up 2 or 3 deals of the week. The beauty of this tool and why it's really magical is because you can have multiple deals of the week going out to different lists. So Lee, if I'm let's say in where I live in Boston, if I wanted to do one for Boston, one for Charlestown, one for Beacon Hill, one for Back Bay, I would just upload my Back Bay list, my Beacon Hill list, my North End list, and of course, my let's say Charleston list. And so then I can create a deal of the week for each of those criteria. So Lee, why don't you go ahead and just enroll your contacts? It will work the same way once you upload your list. And then the last step is click on review and activate. The last step is going to then basically say, okay, we're now ready to review and activate the list.
I'm not
And
sure. It's
at
still
this
thinking.
point, right? Oh yeah, it just might take a minute because we're all literally logged into this.
Yeah,
There
there
you
we
go.
go.
Thanks. Um, yeah, Scott, definitely reach out to us. We'll square away any issues there. Yeah, we have information on the and Lee's gonna answer Ali's questions here as we
Yeah, I'll
go.
tackle this
Lee,
in the
can
chat.
we give a shout out to Lee? Because Lee's literally having to navigate the screen and answer questions. So we appreciate you, Lee. So now here's where
Gotcha.
the magic happens. Because I think this is where this is going to be the future of listing leads, because this is really where we are going to I want you to imagine for a second that not only the deal of the week, but also the email of the week is completely automated. Sent out every single week without fail. We just took half of the listing lead plan and we just now automated the entire experience. So once you've done this once, like, you are not going to ever have to log back into this tool. Like, my philosophy on this is like, I want you logging into less software, not more. So once I've done that, I've activated a campaign. Let me explain what's going to happen. What's going to happen is we are going to send you, and many of you right now, because we have a deal of the week going at 4 p.m. today. So what's going to happen is you're going to receive a email prior to the deal of the week email being sent out. And what that email is going to say, it's going to say basically, hey, we've selected this home, and this home, and maybe Lee will be able to pull it up here in a second. We might have
Yeah,
an
let's see.
example we can show you, but I'll give Lee a hot second to do this. In that review email, we're going to basically say, here's the home that we have selected, and here is the email that we have written for you. And that preview email you will get in advance. And the beauty of that is that if you ever want to skip the campaign, if you ever want to, like as an example, just not show that campaign for that week, well, the good news is that email, you can do it from that email. You don't even have to log into the deal of the week tool. You can just literally from that email send out, like you say, skip. And Lee, I'll see if I can grab one real quick for you, if that's helpful.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be great.
Let me
This is the gist
let me
of
go
it.
ahead and
It's not quite the same.
share my
Less is
screen
more.
real quickly.
Yeah,
We'll
go
see
for it.
if five. Yeah, let me share my screen, Lee. I'll show this to you. Okay. So here's the email. This is the deal of the week preview email. So to be clear, what we're doing is we're finding the viral listings on Zillow. We're running an algorithm to determine which ones have the highest save rate, which ones are getting the most traction. And we're only looking at the last 7 days, so we'll never repeat. So here's a house in Manchester. It's got a 10,000 or 1,000 views, 60 saves. A 5.56 save rate is very, very good for a home in the first 7 days. Relatively speaking, most will get below 2%, maybe 1%. So you're looking at 5 or 6 times higher. So we're saying, hey, the best deal is the consumer tells us what the best deal is because they're saving the house. And as you can see here, we'll actually write the email for you. Now, only my mother calls me James, but apparently that's my signature here in this one as well. But you can see here, deal of the week, 1,000+ views on this Manchester townhome. Just listen to Manchester, it's pulling 1,000 views. Here's what we love about the property. Do you want me to send you the rest of the information? If you do not want to send this deal, you can just click this link. Boom, we'll skip it. One click, you're done. What we find is, on average, the only reason why you probably wouldn't use our deal is because maybe you have a listing you want to share and then you're sending your own manual email. But for the most part, like 95% of the time, Lee, people are just not skipping it. They're just using the listing that we've selected.
Right.
So that's the email. Clear. I'm going to repeat this, Lee. That email goes out 24 hours before before the email sent. Now, if you enroll your list in an email of the week right now, you're going to get the email right now because the email is going out at 4 o'clock today. So you're going to get notified right away. Now, what's really cool, and I think you guys are going to love this, because I love getting like what I call like really simple and clean analytics on like what's happening right now. And I'm just going to show this to you real quick because this is an example of this. Should be like a sample. Here you go. So what we're going to do here, and this is a sample, not a real real email here. This one here is a deal of the week email. And you can see here, it's going out. It's went out to this case only because she has this very small list, 26%. It will tell you who's actually opened up the email, and you'll obviously be able to see the email as well. What we're generally seeing is we're generally seeing anywhere between, I would say, a 15 to 20% open rate of the emails that we're sending if you haven't been doing a lot of email marketing. If you've been doing a lot of email marketing, you've been consistent with it, we're definitely seeing a much higher 30 to 35% open rate on your performance. But what we'll do is we will send you an email. We will send you an email at 24 hours after the email sent to say, here you go. Like, this is the performance of that. Now, chances are the performance will actually increase a little bit more, but most of the opens happen in the first 24 hours. So Lee, if you want to share your screen again, I'm going to recap all of this because this is important. This week, we are allowing people to sign up for AI mode, and we are going to fully automate the deal of the week. Once you've done that, once you've created your account, you will receive an email 24 hours beforehand. Here's the email. You can view it. You can skip it. If you got a question, you can reach out to our support team. That email will automatically be sent. 24 hours afterwards, you will then get a performance email saying, here's what's happened. This whole workflow that you're seeing right now, we are going to enable that for also the email of the week for next week. So by the time that we do this campaign kickoff call on Monday of next week, you will be able to not only implement the deal of the week email, but you also will be able to enable the email of the week, which means, Lee, if you got 3,000 contacts sending 2 emails per month, per week, we are going to send, in this case, 24,000 emails automatically on your behalf as part of AI mode. And if you do that, and then you follow up with that text script that we've given you, you are going to fill your pipeline with appointments. So I know we covered a lot of material today, Lee, but I wanted to make sure that we let everyone know, because we've been getting a ton of questions on this. AI mode is now available. It's live. If you've got any questions for us, our support team is standing by. We can definitely dive into a bit deeper. If you've got more than 3,000 contacts, we will publish our pricing too. We looked, by the way, Heather, we looked at all of the pricing of all the email marketing solutions, and we are wildly below what the average is. We're like 20%, 25% of the average price per contact. We don't charge for teams. We don't charge for sends. We're just charging on a contact basis, and we're including 3,000 up to for the first tier. And then it's like less than a penny per contact. One of the things that, and by the way, thank you, Robert. Really appreciate the love there. One of the things I want to call out, Lee, is we've actually partnered with one of the best deliverability experts in real estate. And part of what we're doing here is, we didn't cover this, but we are really focused in on making sure the emails get delivered and they get opened. And the reality is right now is that for most people, that's like it's a moving target. So we create your own custom domain, your own brand domain. It's not your actual website domain, because we don't want your website domain to have any issues with deliverability. So we warm up your list. We manage the deliverability. We handle all of that. It's all happening behind the scenes. Is that yes? Yes, correct, Jim. That is correct. Yes, that is the person we're working with here. Probably the only one in real estate. Amazing person. So anyways, just high level, like deliverability is a major focus for us. Performance is a major focus for us. We do all of that for you as part of AI mode. And so you don't have to worry about, you'll never have to worry about figuring out ways to configure your SPK, right, in the back end of your GoDaddy account. Like, yeah, I can't even remember what it is these days, but yes, one of those. Like we handle all of that. So AI mode is now live. Every Listing Leads member is going to get it completely free for 30 days. When you sign up, you can now automate your deal of the week. When you join me on the next campaign kickoff call on next Monday, we'll get you set up for your email of the week as well. But I'd love to get some feedback in the chat right now. Are we building the right type of software for you? Are we building solutions that actually help your business? Because we are so committed to streamlining, automating the things that we know work. So we just want to make sure that we get the proper feedback, because we are obviously listening to all the feedback we're getting, and we want to make sure that we're delivering tons of value for you. Yeah, Gina, we'll get it over to you. Yep.
Jimmy,
Yeah, it's exactly, Shannon.
one quick thing that was in the chat that I didn't answer on purpose in the chat. Somebody asked about multiple campaigns, multiple areas. You want to run that down
Yep.
super quick in AI mode?
Yeah, so you can set up multiple lists and have multiple deals of the week. So my advice would be is like if you cover three areas and your database is organized where you can separate your database in sort of three buckets, then you can put your prospect on area one with list one, area two with list two, area three with list three. So you have complete control over that. And by the way, there's no limit to the amount of deals of the week you can configure. We're not charging on a per send basis, which by the way will get really, really expensive really fast. We're charging on your contacts. Give us a list of contacts to nurture. That's how we're pricing the product. So I want these leads to convert for you. So by all means, you can set up multiple deals of the week. Great question.
Awesome. Love it. I think we've tackled most other things. As always, if you have questions, support at listingleads.com. We'll make sure you get things handled. Nick, I love Nick just added, it's just another way to generate conversations and
Yep.
also for her base to refer. Like that's a great point. We have to remember it's not always we're not sending the email to the person who's going to buy or sell necessarily.
That's exactly right. Chris McClure, Chris was on the call last week because we got a handful of new customers live last week. Chris is saying like, hey, 50 went out because Chris, we're warming up your account. 100% delivered, 45% open rate.
Amazing.
Exactly. I mean, that's what we're looking to achieve here. So shout out to Chris. And again, when we think about emails, like we had this vision for you, which is I'm saying to myself, okay, we got, call it 45 to 47 marketing weeks a year, maybe 45 if we're being conservative. Okay. If I were to ask even my besties who do amazing work, if I were to ask them, "Hey, how consistent are you with email marketing?" I can see the shame in their eyes. Like they always say, "Jimmy, I wish I was doing a little bit more." And so when I did the math, I'm saying to myself, "Man, if we just built a technology and a tool that you can do like that we can send out 90 emails a year for you. And we can send out, in this case, you got 3,000 contacts. We can send out like over the course of 12 months, like 250,000 emails on your behalf that are personalized, that are relevant, that are written by copywriting experts, that AI is helping us actually like refine for you. If I can do that for you, I can help you get more appointments. And that was the inspiration behind this tool and putting in the energy and effort and the money and time and resources in building this for you is that like listing leads works. I mean, we have a mountains of evidence that listing leads works. The only reason that our clients struggle right now isn't because it doesn't work, it's because they don't have time to execute. So we are now taking that challenge head on for you and building software that is use it if you want to use it. If you got a good SOP, that's totally fine with us, but we want to make sure that we empower you to be successful. So if you got questions, reach out to our support team. We love you guys. We're hoping you have an amazing week. Execute the plan, and we will see you next Monday for the campaign kickoff call. And Lee, real quick, we have listing leads basics. If people need a refresher, where can they go?
Yes, they can go to Listing Leads Basics, right? Just dropped the link like 40 seconds ago in the chat. We every other Tuesday we do Listing Leads Basics. So if you're asking how do I connect my stuff, how do I get started? I just joined. What do I do?
Yep.
Um, that's where I'll drop it. I'll drop it one more time.
Yeah, and last thing I mentioned, thank you. I think it was Jim that mentioned Beacon. Real quick, I dropped a link in the mastermind group as well around Beacon. We are releasing that on Wednesday of this week. Every listing leads member is going to get a 20% discount on that product. And we're going to give you 14 days free on Beacon. So that is, look for the update, the announcement officially on Wednesday, where you can get access to Beacon. There'll be a video, there'll be a sign up form. It'll all be there. So we'll drop in that on Wednesday, Al. Great reminder. Thank you so much. Really proud of that tool as well. And again, maybe this is an opportunity, Lee, to zoom the lens out for 1 second, which is right now, and you guys can tell me if you can relate to this. Right now, I find when I look at the landscape of software in our industry, software costs, technology costs are usually one of the largest expenses that agents have right now in their businesses. Between the CRM and email solution and advertising and CMAs and transaction management and document management, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And there's been this massive trend in real estate where And I come from this world, so I understand it. Like that, there's these technology companies that have all this, like all this all in one. There's like 17 different tools baked into one membership. My belief system, and this is going to help you inform kind of how I think about this for you and your business, because we wake up every day and we just, our only goal is to help you grow your business. That's it. My belief system is that we want you to buy the right amount of software that you need for your business. So when we roll out tools like AI mode, that's just email marketing, then if you use it, great. If you don't, that's also fine. When we roll out Beacon, which is AI powered seller reports, if you use it, great. If you don't, that's also fine. We don't want you buying this, like, I'm never going to roll this all up into one massive platform where you have to buy every single thing and only use 10% of it. I hate that. I hate that you guys have these massive subscriptions and you get value, but you're paying so much for all these features that you're never going to use. So my philosophy is, and it will help inform kind of how when we introduce new technology, because we're going to keep building amazing tools for you, is that we're never going to roll them up into one big platform. Because in my experience, that's like a great way to waste a lot of money. We're going to build it in a way where it's like, buy what you need and nothing else. And if you want to use email marketing solutions, great. If you want to use seller reports, awesome. If we do texting in the future, great. But you're not having to pay for software you don't use. Like, how many of you can relate to that right now in the chat? Like, how many of you feel like you're buying all the software that use 10% of it? Like, that's not the world that we want to be in. So you can see, yeah, 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 yeah. Like, I mean, that's that's really where our focus is, and that's how we're going to keep your costs low and your profits high. So on that note, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for being a part of today's session. Activate your deal of the week. You got 30 days completely free. Give it a go. Give us some feedback in the mastermind group, and we will see you on the basics call if you're gonna tune in there. And we will also see you next week on the campaign kickoff call. Lee, as always, thank you, my friend.
Yes, thank you. Great stuff. Y'all have a great week.